Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? Welcome back to RSF1. A slightly different day today, as we're joined by some of our Formula 3 drivers. Instead of just the normal Formula 2 crowd. I'm here with Adam, but he's having a few technical issues at the moment. But we'll try and get him in. Yeah, to be my man in the commentary box shortly. But they're out on track already for a full qualifying session today. Thank goodness. And we're very much looking forward to it, I am sure. Zach is the first out here already, so we will keep an eye on him. But yeah, it's good to be back for another week. Obviously, I know you can't really see the cars at the moment, Adam, but anyone in particular you've got your eye on today? Any repeat winners, potentially?
Possibly. I mean, Rapid Owen, I'm expecting to live up to his name around here.
Yeah, once again.
I'm thinking if Firefish can stay out of trouble, I think he might be in with a shout. There's a couple, well, there's a lot of drivers in with a shout, to be honest, but it depends if you can get a good start and if you can get a good strategy. So, as we all know, overtaking is not the easiest around Hungary.
No, certainly not. And it's a game where, a track where certainly absolutely anything can happen. And I think we're kind of expecting that to be the case as well at some point today. Safety cars abound. Normally get a couple around here, so we'll see what happens with that.
If I enter this. Oh, sorry. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, keep me muted a second.
Yep. There we go. Right. So, Zach finishing his first lap. A number of cars out on flyers at the moment. Willy Bum, one of them, in the McLaren. Alright. A fairly tame qualifying session so far. I mean, we're not really anticipating too many incidents, at least in Q1. We'd hope to not face any, at least. Willy coming around the final corner there, crosses the line. Puts himself P4 on his banker lap. Jay Clates now, the only man on a flyer so far. I mean, this really is the win or lose sector of the track. Very, very easy to run wide on the left side, cut the corner a bit too much on the right side and lose a huge amount of traction. But he's looking pretty good so far. And Clay's round in the final corner. It'll be a tame lap, but it'll be a good banker indeed. Puts in P10. Good performance for the Alfa Romeo driver so far. Plenty of time left in this session though for us to see who's got the pace today. We did speak to Owen at the end of last race and he was pretty confident going into this, it seemed. We'll see if that confidence remains. Eagle around the final corner. He crosses the line to also move up into P10. And that is it. Every other driver so far currently just on either outlaps or in the pits. There's going to be Button starting the next lap, so we will ride on board with him as he rounds the final corner now. Hitting 190 down the straight. DRS open again. So multiple ERS detection points on this track, and a good chance to make something happen. You can often get in front down into turn 1 and still get DRS on the following short straight, a bit like Australia. Something we see happen there very often too. And around the final turn goes Button, moves up to P9. Once again, a good banker. Rapidoin already happy enough with his time so far. Just one run on the tyres is all he needs. Well, actually, we'll jump on board and see what Cornish can do here. Running a little slow there by the looks of things. I've started to pick up the pace a little in that Alpine. It was very slow at the exit of the hairpin, but certainly found some speed now. 2 purple sectors for him so far. Switch over to Randy Gandy as soon as we see this Alpine cross the line. It does move up to provisional pole for now. Randy Gandy invalidated. So we'll not see anything from him just yet. Fishsticks, one of 4 drivers, including the aforementioned AlphaTauri, who is yet to set a time. He's bombing his way into Sector 3 now. 3 turns to go. He's going to come around the final turn to set a time good enough for P2. Firefish running very slow now. Must have had an off earlier in the lap. Desbro invalidated as well at the moment. So once again, I believe that is everyone. Just coasting around. Richie Chappell, one of the Division 3 guys, joining us today. We'll see what he can get out of his Williams car. Anticipating some good performances from these guys. The F3 drivers are not slow by any means. So we'll see what they are able to achieve. Richie starting his lap now. Obviously 5 eliminated in Q1 using the full qualifying format. 5 eliminated Q1, 5 from Q2, and the final 10 will set the front half of the grid in Q3. Important, especially in these long races and a race that can be pretty harsh on the tyres, to not have too many runs in qualifying. You want to get a good run on your first attempt. And Richie's going to be the first of the 3 Welshmen still yet to set a time. He will be the first to set a time. Fishstick's happy with his time. Devil Noob, Cornish as well. Firefish also retiring from this session. They're confident that their times in the 116s will be good enough. Here comes Richie Chappell then around the final turn, crosses the line, puts him P17. That is in the danger zone. He should just have enough time to get back around into the pits, change the tyres, and get back out again. We'll see what Randy Gandy can do. Purple sector 1 by less than 1/10 of a second. What and lol puts himself up into P1 with a huge time. The first to break into the 115s now. See more and more of these drivers now start to just finish up their laps. Great angle of the Mercedes here. Skill issue running on the medium. Oh, on the mediums, on the soft. Sorry, only one driver on the mediums. That's Rapid Owen. He's good enough for P9 at the moment, which I think will just about see him safe with a 116.5, but we shall see. Charlie just crossing the line as well as Issue crosses, but it's only bottom for him, a 118.656. And Charlie, the only car remaining without a time to his name. Bumps a lot of the inside curb there through that left-hander. Just about flicks it right again. Takes turn 11 nicely, swings it through turn 12. Crayon Flower happy with his 116.52. Charlie crosses the line. Moves himself up to P17, so he's got to go again right now if he wants a chance here. And he's not. He's going to slow right down. So Charlie will be out of qualifying. Button's right in the danger zone as it stands. We'll see what he's able to do. And Owen in a very good spot here. With only a set of mediums used, that's going to benefit him hugely in the latter stages of qualifying. Button on with a great lap here. Improving in Sector 1, improving in Sector 2. This is going to get him out of the danger zone and eliminate Eagle at least. A skill issue, unfortunately, going the wrong way. And so that condemns our 5 to be eliminated in Q1. Skill issue, Richie Chappell, Jay Clates, Charlie and Eagle. All out in the first qualifying, and Eagle out is going to be a big one. P2 currently in the championship. Going to be starting from 16th position on the grid. Pretty horrible display from him, all things considered, but still plenty of time, as we've said multiple times already. Anything can happen in this race. A couple shock results there, Adam.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
Eagle already out.
Eagle or oh. Oh, I've joined right at the end of that one, haven't I? Okay.
Yeah, so Q1 already wrapped up. Our first 5 eliminated. And yeah,
Jay
Eagle.
Clate's down there as well.
Jay Clates too, yeah.
I've seen Eagle have some good race pace in the past, so he'll be open for more of the same today, I would think.
And it's a race where if you drive smoothly and you keep yourself out of trouble, you can gain a huge number of positions.
Absolutely.
So
I'm not entirely sure on the tyre strat for today, but there's some time to be made in the pit stops around here.
For sure, for sure. So Watton Lowell lays down the gauntlet, sends the benchmark early with a 1:15.983, leads the way through Q1. Randy Gandy just behind him. Then Cornish, Fish Sticks, Devil Noob make up the top 5. And just for confirmation, once again, your 5 eliminated from Q1. Skill issue, Richie Chappell, Jay Clates, Charlie, and Eagle. All different teams, at least. No double eliminations just yet.
No, interesting to see Rapidone going through there on the mediums.
Yeah, one lap wonder. Went out, set one on the mediums. It was good enough to take him through. He is very pleased about that. I've seen a few comments from him already, and that is going to benefit him massively moving through into Q2 and or Q3, as I should say, really, and the race, of course, as
Extra set
well.
of softs.
Indeed. While we load up here, I will switch over quickly. Here is your standings currently for Division 2. As mentioned, Eagle all the way up there in P2, but it's Watton Lowell who still leads the way. Firefish in P3, Owen, though, in P4, and that's the big one. Owen's been on a hell of a climb recently. He looks to be in a very spot today, and after a win last week, he's definitely vying for at least P2 in the championship, with Eagle being all the way down the bottom, but we'll see what comes by the end of the season. There'll be a few names.
Too many races left, I don't believe.
No, not too many at all. We do have one more 100% race, our season finale around Spain, but 4 races to go after this one. So still chance. I mean, it really is all still to play for.
Yeah.
But yeah, that 100% race will be the big one, and the more races that tick away here, the less time he's got. Now that sounds That's a Will Buxton line for you, isn't it? But he does need to get these results pretty quickly if he wants to be
He
moving
does.
up
He has been on a charge,
on the
so he'll
leaderboard.
be hoping for more of the same. So a couple of cars out on track.
Yeah, and I'm seeing as well that we have once again Rapid Owen on the mediums.
Oh, it's a good set of mediums. Okay, makes some sense. Get a rundown on the scrubbed mediums. And then he does have his fresh sets, well, more than just one set of fresh softs.
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, I suppose we'll see how this session starts to unfold, but I wonder if Owen's going to set a time here and then just see if he feels confident enough that those mediums might see him through.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time. He's gone out nice and early. So we'll give him that opportunity to see where everyone else's times are at and see if he needs to go again.
I mentioned it last week, and I'll be keeping an eye on it several times, but Crayon Flower at the moment hitting a top speed that is 20 kilometers an hour slower than anybody else. Now, we saw Owen do something similar. I mean, not quite as dramatic, but he was a fair bit slower than anybody else and ended up
He was.
winning the race. Now, this is obviously a very different circuit where it is all high downforce, really. There's not a proper straight to speak of. But it'll be interesting to see if such a high downforce strategy is going to benefit Ground Flower, or by the time we get into the race, he's going to be a bit of a sitting duck down that front straightaway, at least.
It will be interesting to see. Nifty Nasri across the line, 1:16.4.
Yeah, that's an
Followed by
improvement.
Devil New.
Yeah, improvement for him on his Q1 time. That crossed him as well. His 1:16.5s were where we saw about 10th place last session, so they're good benchmarks, but you'd really want to be improving by a couple tenths on there to ensure yourself safety.
I'm thinking this may be a 1:16.3
Cut
for the
off?
cutoff.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Rapid Owen here is a man that I would like to keep an eye on. He's running on these mediums and not doing too badly as it stands. 27.487 Sector 1, 27.255 Sector 2. There's Desbro
across the
117,
line.
yeah. It's a little slow.
Rapid Owen at 1:16.6.
Yeah, it's slightly slower than his Q1 time, and he was definitely worried about his safety last time. So I imagine he's probably going to run again here, regardless.
I would say so.
It's
just
interesting.
To be safe.
It's not as far as off the pace as I thought he might be. So he's got an extra set of sauce. He may as well use them, I suppose. But
yeah, he'll still have his 2 sets for Q3 if he feels the need to use them both.
Willibum crosses the line here as well. Moves up to P5 with a 1:16.931. That's 2 drivers already, or 3 drivers, I should say, already slower than Owen, but one of them very, very close. I don't think he'll take much safety in that. Patronus crossing the line in his Ferrari, the only one left standing, only good enough for P7, the slowest time set so far. Button at the moment, our only other man on track, the only one on a flying lap, sorry.
could be a very interesting race. People tend to go for a move in places where you probably shouldn't on this track.
Yeah.
So we'll need to watch out for that. Into the chicane is a place where people tend to go for a move, which is very tight.
It can and often is a very, very frustrating race.
Yeah.
Purely just because of the lack of opportunities so often. So I can understand why we see that as Button moves up to P5 with a 1:16.8. But we'd like to see as little of it as possible, regardless.
Yes. Yeah. Like, see everyone playing nice. That'd be a bonus.
To be fair, a relatively tame French Grand Prix last week.
Yes, it was lovely. It was not too many incidents.
No, bar some last minute incidents, which were
Yeah.
always bound to happen when you have a safety car so late. Two, I thought it was all pretty calm.
I think it was probably one of the cleanest races we've had last week, which was nice. It was a nice, easy job for us rather than trying to figure out who made a mess of things.
Very easy.
Randy Gander here is gone purple sector 1 and 2 according to the telemetry. Just wait and see.
He has.
Comes across the line 1:16.2.
Absolutely flying in that Alpha Tauri machinery.
I think that should see him safe.
Yeah, you'd imagine so.
As Rossi crosses the line and smashes the time with a 1:15.8.
His teammate laying down the gauntlet, putting himself in front. Fish Sticks also moving ahead to P2. Cornish will be the next driver to cross the line.
Firefish has just gone P4. Yep, Firefish gone P4.
Cornish puts his car in P3. So these times starting to trickle down a little bit. We're seeing more and more guys hitting the 1:16s. Watt and Lowell crosses with 1:16.3. And everybody at the moment out on track, again, just on cooldown laps. I think Cornish has some potential here today. He certainly had potential last week as well, but just couldn't quite reach the heights we maybe thought he would.
No, he seemed to be having a strong race, but I don't know, something just didn't seem to stick for him last week.
We'll be looking to change that today, of course. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm always a fan of the Hungarian Grand Prix. They're
same. It's a good track. It makes for some interesting battles, even if the overtaking opportunities are more limited than the other tracks. Makes for a great spectacle, though.
Indeed. It's been reported a few times, but it is clear weather, which is a big plus point for most of these drivers. I'm sure they're quite pleased about that. It's a little cloudier later on, but no rain to speak of in quali or the race, which will be nice. Wet around this track is always brutal.
It is, yeah. It can cause some major carnage.
Cornish retiring, the first one of the session to do so. His teammate on the other side of the garage, quickly following suit. So both Alpines happy with their times. I will say, I think Cornish is in a much better position than Firefish is, but we'll see how that unfolds. There is one car out on circuit, and it is the glorious Aston Martin.
It is a very good-looking car, that Aston Martin. It's just the perfect colour for the Aston Martin. That sort of chrome British racing green.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And Buttons look pretty good so far. Let's see what he can do.
Just wondering if anyone is going to be coming out of the pits very shortly and possibly getting in his way. Oh, there is. Oh, I think his teammate is actually coming out of the pits right now.
Let's just go avoid them by the looks of things.
Yeah, just cleared them. That's fine. Cornish does have a clear run. Button does have a clear run, sorry, not Cornish. Cornish is retired.
Yeah, Cornish will not be going anywhere for the rest of this session.
No. Just happened to glance up and see his name there. I think that's what that was.
3 minutes to go then, so these laps now will be the last ones really for these drivers. One final shot with one car without a time to its name, that's Crown Flower. The bottom 5, as it currently stands, you've Bottom just about in the drop zone, Willybum, Desbro, Patronus, and of course I've mentioned Crown Flower, Devil Noob on the precipice. He stands, but on an outlap at the moment, and just rounding the penultimate corner.
So Fishsticks is retired as well. Up there in P2, should be safe there.
Rapid Owen is finally leaving the pit lane for only the second time this session, and hopefully, not that I've checked yet, but hopefully is on the mediums. Rapid Owen Devil Noob is now officially in the drop zone. Let's check actually.
Yeah, Bottom moves up to P9.
Owen is on the soft. So Devil Noob on a lap, needs to improve here, and only has one shot to do it.
Let's hope for no invalidations or...
Oh, and he has invalidated.
He has invalidated.
Well, so he will get one more chance, luckily. He should be able to nurse this car around without too much danger and be able to set another time. Desbro is 4/10 up at the moment, so as he rounds the penultimate corner, he should be improving, but it wouldn't be enough as it stands to get him out of the drop zone. He needs to find a serious amount of pace in these final few corners. Does find it, though. Moves up to P8. So there's one McLaren at the moment safely through. Willybum is, I think, on a cooldown lap, unfortunately. No, he's 2/10 up, so he backed off on the previous one as well. He's making his way through Sector 2 as it stands. He'll be the next to cross the line, and then it's going to be Devil Noob, who is just starting his after invalidating on the previous lap. I tell you what, the rear end of that McLaren does not look very stable. Willybum's doing a fantastic job to try and hold that in place and point in the right way. But, well, I mean, he's finding some speed out of it as well, but I wouldn't be confident driving that for the entire race here. Comes around the final corner, though, at least. Down to 14th now after...
Crown Flower goes P6.
Yeah, Crown Flower moves out. Willybum moves himself up out into P8. So Rapid Owen is actually on a lap at the moment too. It'll be Devil Noob who crosses the line first, and then Rapid Owen just behind. So we'll see what the Red Bull can do. Button is in the pit, so that is him eliminated as Devil Noob invalidates through the left-hander there. So that is him done and out of Q2. Rapid Owen, so far so good. A purple Sector 2 as well, as What and Lol puts his car onto the top step. Rapid Owen only needs to find about 3/10 of a second, and that will be him safe and through. Rounds the final corner, crosses the line, finds almost a second to put himself into second place, and more than enough. So Patronus now, the only man left who I think can save himself. Yeah, Nasri actually has a shot here too. Looking to force a double elimination for McLaren already. Purple Sector 2 as well for Patronus. He is almost 8/10 up as it currently stands, which would put him just about clear No, it wouldn't actually. It would
No,
not
it
put him
wouldn't.
clear. He needs to find even more time. A horrible banker lap in that Ferrari, but he redeems himself
Oh, he
there, puts his
does.
car up into P7. Nifty Nasri retires. I think crashed into the pit entry by the looks of things there.
Oh,
I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not, but it's an early finish for the Alfa Romeo. No, he's crashed on the left-hand wall. He's lost it on the exit of the second to last corner. And that has ended his session. So 13th is where he'll start. Wow. I wonder if we can get a word on that, because that was an odd thing to come around the corner and see. Anyway, Watt and Lowell once again sets down the benchmark. Top step so far. Your 5 eliminated once again. Devil Noob, Button, Nifty Nasri, Desbro, and Willy Bomb. Both McLarens out. And both Alfa Romeos out now as well.
interesting.
Oh, there we go. That was certainly something. I don't exactly know what happened. Didn't get a good angle of it at all, obviously. But yeah, odd one.
Good Lord, sorry. Okay, so on to Q3. We do have a couple of drivers coming out. Got the Mercedes of Rapido, and I presume that is a scrubbed set of softs that he's on. Looks like Randy Gandy is the first car on track.
Yeah, he will indeed be the first one out.
And Watnell now leaving the garage as well. That means that's every single driver coming up to put their banker lap in for Q3.
Yeah, you do have to act quite quickly in Q3. Want to get out as soon as you possibly can, and everyone has sprinted out of the blocks.
They have indeed.
I wonder if we'll see any teamwork here. There are quite a few teams with multiple drivers left in. The Alpines and the Alpha Tauris most notably. But they're a little bit separated at the moment. Anyway, Randy Gandy will start his first lap here. Is there a crash further back as well? No, I think it's just a Ferrari pulling over.
Yeah, I'm just going slowly. This Randy Gandy obviously goes purple in first sector as he's the first car on track.
Indeed, although quickly taken away by Rapid Owen by 1,000th of a second. Then Fishtit takes the purple sector 1 as well. I think these three might be trading quite a lot. I get the impression through the first few corners. First few laps, I should say. A Q3 here.
I think if the top 3 or 4 can get away and avoid any corners that comes behind, then it could be a 3 or 4-way battle for the win. As Randy Gandy goes across the line with a 116.199 and Rapid Owen with a 115.771. On, I believe they were a scrubbed set. I hope they weren't a scrubbed set with that time.
Crane's going to cross the line, but has invalidated so far. Firefish crosses the line, moves himself up to P5. That's bottom so far. Cornish then the next to cross the line. P4 for him. Zach crossing as well. Only good enough for P7 again. He's the slowest so far. Patronus crosses the line. Now he's the slowest down in P8. What a lull. The final driver to cross the start-finish line in Q3. And that is your first set of laps. What a lull puts himself P2. But of course, Crown Flower, who invalidated his first time around, but is going again on a push lap here. So he will be on the way shortly. No, and has actually invalidated again. Maybe this next. So no lap.
So clearly not having the best of times out there.
No, certainly not.
And definitely not enough fuel to go for another lap, so...
One Lull just making his way nice and calmly around the final few sectors.
It looks like we're going to have a Ferrari coming out straight away. Oh, no, never mind. Sorry. Ferrari coming in. I was still out on track.
That was going to be a very, very quick turnaround from the,
wouldn't it?
From the Ferrari garage.
So that would have been very early.
Oh, well, there is a quick turnaround. Even still.
There is a very quick turnaround.
Living up to his name once again. Currently P1 provisional pole and very quick in and out. I suppose that's because he's got 3 sets of soft tyres to play with. And he's wanted to use them all.
Although it's going to have to be... This is going to be his one and only run. There's not enough time to do an out lap, a fast lap, an in lap, and get out again.
Do you not think?
No.
Yeah, no, 5. Yeah, just...
It'd be close. I just don't think there's quite enough time there.
He would be cutting it very fine, but I think because... Well, we'll see. There's nothing to do but just see. I think he would probably just make it. Give him about 20 seconds or so, 20-25 seconds, but we'll see.
It is a very short lap.
It is. A little bit of a longer pit lane, though, which might cost him, but we'll see. It's a very slow entry.
As he crosses the start-finish line, start his lap, let's see what he can do with this one. And he is slightly up on his time as it stands. Very, very slightly, but, you know.
Still up is up, and yeah, he is improving. Green sector 1 turns amber for sector 2.
He is 14 thousandths down on his time as it stands. Oh, and he comes into the pits.
Pulls into the pits and plays it safe, and I think that's probably the smart thing to do. From Owen, it guarantees he gets at least 1 lap more in this session. and can't fault that. I think that's a good tactic.
Yeah, that was the smart play. It wasn't up by enough to warrant staying out and going completing the lap. So yeah, makes sense to come in, get a fresh set if he feels the need. Looks like we've got a couple of cars leaving. Fish Sticks is coming out.
Yeah, Rossi will be the first.
He will. So as we head through everyone's final flying laps, what are your predictions for the top step? Well, for pole position, should I say, the top step?
I think Rapido and Watton Lowell, I think that is where they will be, but I'm going to put Randy Gamble on the third position. I think
not a bad shout.
There's more pace to come yet.
We saw Rossi go into the 115s in Q2, I believe, did we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Now, there's a chance that Rossi could get himself up there.
Definitely.
Is it a full grid tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. It is indeed. Full 20 drivers.
There you go, Raz. It is a full grid. Wait, not Raz, should I say? Rossi comes out the first turn. Looks a little unstable coming out of that first corner. We'll see what he can do. So he's currently 1/10 faster through sector 1 as it stands. Oh. And then all of a sudden just slowed down.
Yeah, backs off and let's I'll warm up that by. Very odd. Let's Fish Sticks through as well, who is at least on a flying lap.
I'm not entirely sure why he did that though. He was up on his time. He hasn't invalidated. Very strange call for me, that one.
Odd. I mean, he will get one more shot here, so maybe he just wasn't confident with how much he had improved by, or how little, rather, I should say. Well, Fish Sticks will cross the line now and be the first one to do so. Zach is improving, and he will be the next to set an actual time. As he comes around the final corner, moves from P8 all the way up to P2, a 1:15.7. That is
excellent,
mega.
wow.
Yeah, that is huge. Randy Gandy now rounding the penultimate corner. He's 2.5 tenths up as it currently stands. Rounds the final turn, crosses the line, moves up to P2 as well. I did say he was going to be up there. Watton Lowell needs to reclaim his position in the front three, though, and improving by 3 tenths at the moment. That would be good enough for provisional pole if he can make it stick, and he certainly can. A 1:15.468. That is huge, yeah. Crayon Flowers.
Mighty lap.
One and only shot in Q3. He crosses the line. Only good enough for P9, though. Beats one driver. Cornish will be the next to cross the line. Up from P7 to P6, and then his teammate following very closely behind moves up to P7. Petronas, who was just bumped down to P10, puts his car back up into P5. Fish Sticks pulls into the pits. He is done.
Rossi,
no other chance to send the time. Yeah, Rossi all the way up to P2. And that is it. They came thick and fast at the end, as they always do.
Watnell, though, that is a mighty lap, 3/10 clear.
Huge, huge. I think Owen will be really disappointed to have had 3 sets of softs and only really had a chance to use 2 of them. But starting third is still a good spot to be. Second row is very, very good regardless. Yeah, first pole of the season for Watt and Lol. Congratulations.
Yes. JPP Gaming, fish sticks to F2. So, as I understand it, we have got some Div 3 drivers in here today.
Yeah, there are 6, I believe, who have moved up for today. Gets them a bit of extra practice for tomorrow as well.
It does. So, looking at the race director, Rapid Owen did use all 3 sets of his softs. So, yes, he'll be a little disappointed he couldn't better his time there.
Oh, very. No, I'm sure. It's not something he'll be too happy about whatsoever, I imagine. And we'll cut back then. Here is another look at your standings. And a number of drivers who are quite high on that list, but quite low down on the grid, bar, of course, Watt and Lol leading the championship and looking to extend his lead from the best position on the grid you could be in for it. P1.
Absolutely, and with Eagle starting so far down the field, there's an opportunity here for him to really get a good haul of points and maybe take away a bigger lead than he's already got.
Yeah, I mean, I think eyes here on Owen to capitalise on these opportunity and move himself up to P2. It's certainly possible with Eagle and Firefish both being a little lower than him. Well, Eagle much lower than him. A really unfortunate Q1 for the Ferrari, but time yet to make up for that for sure. We're just waiting, as always, give the drivers a few minutes to sort strategy, sort tyres, before we get started with our formation lap.
Am I missing something? Is Patronus a Div 3 driver?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Filling in for
Resilience
today, but Fishsticks, yeah, also F3 driver. I think Cornish only in P11 with 49 points is a crime.
It is.
I'm sure he'll be looking to rectify that today.
Just looking at the standings here, we've got Crayon Flower down in Alpine.
Yeah, we do. I suppose because Cornish and Firefish both racing today. Crayon should definitely be down as a reserve, though.
Oh, okay.
Evening Biscuits, good to see you. JPP as well. Aaron, welcome in, folks.
We've got Gravedigger in the chat somewhere as well. Also the Watnell, one of our drivers today, taking pole position in the chat.
Yeah, texting and driving. Naughty.
It's voice text.
Ah, of course. Yeah, he's hands-free. Yeah. I'll tell you what, let's do this. I've not done one of these in a while. Let's do a little prediction. Shall we say... who do we want to say is gonna win? Do we think Watt and Lol is our most likely winner?
I think Watnell's in with a chance. I think Cornish could do well if he avoids any trouble at the start. Obviously, Rapid Owen.
Cornish as well. Oh, let's put Rossi in there.
JPP Gaming with the Whatnor Firefish Eagle top 3.
There we go. I like it. I like it, Aaron. I like that. It's a good good mindset to have. Right, prediction is up then. If you're here and you're watching, you've got channel points. It's time to use them. Who do you think will win the race today? You've got 3 drivers, What and Lol, Owen, and Rossi. But you can also just put them on anybody else if you think any of the other guys are going to win tonight. Personally, I think What and Lol has got this in the bag, so I'm going to put a few on the man himself. By a few, I mean 2,000. I've got confidence. Anyway.
I have also put mine in on anyone else.
Some doubters. Some doubters.
Oh, that's all me.
Right then, one final rundown of your grid as they make their way around the Hungaroring for the formation lap. What and Lol will be the car to lead them down to turn 1. Then Rossi, Owen, Randy Gandy, Zach, Patronus, Fishsticks, Cornish, Firefish, Crownflower, Willy Bomb, Desbro, Nifty Nasri, Botton, Devil Noob, Eagle, Charlie, Clate, Richie Chappell, and Skill Issue. Real mix of teams as well, so teamwork really not going to come into it. It is all going to be, well, I think just who stays the safest.
Yes, absolutely. Who stays out of trouble, avoids those penalties. There's a couple of corners they can come on. The exit of turn 3 springs to mind, and the exit of turn 4. And also the exit of turn 11 as well, I believe it is. The fast right-hander.
All right then. As Fishsticks just overshoots his grid box ever so slightly.
That's not going to help him on the start.
As we wait for the light here to send our 20 drivers down to turn 1 for this Hungarian Grand Prix. 35 laps to come. Lights out, and that's them off, and What and Lol gets off to a pretty good start. Patronus already making up a huge number of positions as they head down into turn 1. Bumping and barging all between all of them. There's cars flying absolutely everywhere, being forced very far out wide through turn 1. Patronus definitely the biggest gainer so far, already up to P5 for him, taking another position, going side by side with Randy Gandy. They bump slightly, but everyone seems to be safe so far. No major incidents, no one's dropping all the way down the field just yet. The speed they're taking up through that turn is absolutely monumental. What and Lol still leads, Rossi still P2, Owen still P3. There is a car around now though. Zach in the Williams. Still in this race though.
That was unfortunate for Zach. He had a very good qualifying.
Yeah, continuing to be pretty neat and tidy so far, at least. No major dramas just yet. Watton Low, though, with a phenomenal lead so far.
Already
Already a
1.5
second and a
seconds.
half, yeah, huge. Devil Noob into the pits, though, in his Red Bull, so must have picked up some wing damage in the early stages.
Crayon Flower down 6 positions to P16. Skill Issue up 7 places.
Mega from him so far. This Haas just stretching his lead little by little, 10th by 10th. Every corner just seeming to gain a little bit more.
I think it's going to take something special to get Watnell away from that P1 today.
Yeah, I agree. Devil Noob all the way down now, P20. Really unfortunate for him.
Charlie also up 6 positions on P11 now, just one position away from the points.
One lull with another purple lap. Not a surprise though when you're leading by the amount he has.
2 seconds in 3 laps is a phenomenal performance so far.
And yes, if we're talking race strategy, medium to hard is definitely the way to go currently.
That's for some sound advice. If you want to listen to Formula One's advice, they say soft to mediums, which I think is brave.
Definitely.
Not the strat I'll be running, I can tell you that.
Soft to medium, and have one of your engineers just like throwing nails onto the track to try and cause a safety car. I think that's the only way that strategy actually works, but we shall see. We've one driver trying it.
Only 7/10 behind Raffinelli. He'll be wanting to get past him as soon as possible and try and make some gains into Watnell's lead.
I don't know if Rossi is maybe considering trying to back Owen up here. But this is interesting because we didn't see any teamwork at all during qualifying, and as Clates is out, and that is a safety car very early on. Now, once again, unfortunately, didn't get to see what happened, but he's out on the exit of turn 1, really.
Exit turn 1, yeah. Obviously, this is great for Devil Noob, but this will give him a chance to get back to the back of the field.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't ask for much more, really. That's exactly what he needed, and gives him a good opportunity. Now, I suspect Skill Issue's probably going to pit here. And get himself off of those softs. Maybe leave it another lap just to extend his next stint a little. Rapid Owen faking a pit entry there. No one else so far. Skill Issue is rounding the final corner before pit entry. And no, stays out. Interesting. Okay.
Someone is in though.
Yeah, 4 drivers now pitting. Botton, Willybum, Nifty Nasri as well. And Crown and Zach. Zach obviously had his spin early on, so those mediums will have a bit of extra wear on them than all the others, and all those drivers just switching from medium to hard or vice versa.
I mean, they're definitely going to have to stop again. I'm not entirely sure how good the hards are around here, but I'm pretty sure they can't go 30 laps.
No. It'd definitely be another one, but a late stop for the softs is certainly possible. I think what is most interesting here, by the time we go racing, we're going to be at least 6 laps into this race. 7 laps, sorry, we'll be on lap 7.
Yeah.
That kind of eliminates all of the benefit of the mediums over the hards.
It does.
They're going to be very, very even in terms of pace for a good while there. And Owen is in a very strong situation. But that is if he can get past Rossi. Because I think
if there's no more safety cars.
Yeah. Well, true. I think if he gets stuck behind Rossi, it's going to spell disaster. Because Wattenwell is just going to go and be completely untouchable. And I think if Wattenwell can get away here, that is him pretty much done. Unless, we get another late safety car or...
okay, so Skill Issue does box this lap.
Which I did say he would, to be fair. I did say he was going to delay it a lap before swinging into the pits.
He was going to be close to the back anyway, so he's not really losing anything.
Yeah, maybe we should be... That's a good point, actually. Let's keep track. Who is our highest finishing Division 2 driver so far? It is definitely Petronas, who is currently leading Division 3, but is currently P5 in this Division 2 race. Fishstick's only in P8 though, so not too far behind.
No.
Great showing from these guys.
Richie Chappell Div 3?
Yep. Yep, Richie Chappell, Div 3, Button, also P3 Div 3.
So good showing from the Div 3 drivers so far. You would imagine that the safety car would be in at the end of this lap. Randy Gandy has left the session.
Yeah, good call. Safety car is on its way in, so Wattenwell will get control of the pace here. There's a car on the grass there. That's... Willybum was all the way off circuit completely. They are going very, very slowly around these final few corners. Petronas is almost egging on Randy Gander, who's obviously currently an AI. So he's a ghosted car as it stands.
Oh, he's joined. Okay, that's good. Good timing.
I don't think he's going to get back in, though. He definitely won't get control again before the end of this. He goes, and Petronas gets caught napping a little bit, so he could be vulnerable here to Cornish on the way down the straight. I think has just about got enough grip and managed to find enough speed on the exit of that turn. He's going to try and dive bomb the AlphaTauri here, because he doesn't have to worry about hitting him. Gets by. And Randy Gaddy now back in the session, and immediately side by side with Cornish, but loses another position there. So 2 positions in 2 corners, runs out wide and loses a third to the other Alpine. So not, horrible for Randy Gaddy. Nothing you can do though with a disconnection.
No, unfortunate, but Petronas, Cornish, and Firefish taking full advantage of that. Watnell starting to create a little gap. He'll want it a little bigger, obviously, but he's on his way. Rapido in similar sort of gap to Rossi in front of him.
Yeah, the Haas isn't quite as far in the distance as he was on the previous lap, but there is a gap forming here between P3 and P4, which
There
Owen will be
is.
pleased about. I think Owen is probably just going to sit here for the most part now and wait for a mistake from that AlphaTauri ahead of him, who's going to have a lot of dirty air to be contending with. Further back as Nifty Nasri and Willy are going at it.
Devil Noob's made his way back up to P16.
Yeah, safety car definitely helped him to reclaim a few positions as well. Pitted on the opening lap after picking up some damage. And Cornish is going to do what he can to get past this Ferrari here. He looks pretty eager to take P4. Goes a slightly wider line through the final turn, which is going to give him a bit more speed as they come onto the straight.
If he can stay this close, I think when DRS is activated, he'll have a chance there.
Yeah, so that is the call from the steward is that it is activated, so he'll get it now. Won't he? No, he doesn't get it this time. He'll get it on the next lap then.
It's a double DRS zone around Hungary. There's only one detection point. And obviously it wasn't active on the previous lap. So he'll get it if he's in within a second at the end of this lap.
There's another spin, and Devil Noob is once again the victim of it. Back down to P19 for him.
Not a great race.
And there goes our first...
picks up 3 seconds.
Yeah, first time penalty as well. Goes to Zach in the Williams.
As Watnell runs a little wide there. He's not been able to create the same gap that he did before the safety car.
Eagle is really starting to bear down on Charlie now. He's been just chipping away at the lead that Haas has had, but it's starting to come away now. And with DRS this time.
As Ross is going to go for the move on Watnell, I think. Moves to the outside.
Indeed, side by side, all the way down through that second of the DRS zones. Still side by side.
As Devil Noob retires from the race in the pits. And Rossi does take P1.
Yeah, made it stick finally. The Haas eventually having to back out.
All over the back of Watnell now.
Trying to take advantage now. Unable to do so this time. I think Watnell is going to do everything he can to get this position back there. Rapid Owen almost making contact with the back of the Haas there.
Nearly pushing him around the corner there. Maybe those mediums are starting to lose some grip and the hards may be coming good.
And here goes Rapid Owen. Going to maybe try and make it stick around the outside. He's going to have to go very deep. Bit of a lock-up from Watnell as well. And that could cost him. They come around Sector 1. Safe, at least.
Watnell managed to keep him behind for now.
Just how long is that going to last?
There's Button coming up to the back of Charlie now. Eagles passed Charlie while we were watching the leaders battle there. Charlie with a bit of a train behind him now. And Charlie with only 13% ERS as well, so he has demolished that, trying to stay ahead of these guys.
Cornish has also joined this battle for the lead. Andy Gandy closing the gap a little bit as well.
There's something to note, Rossi is only on 9% ERS.
There's 5 cars in a huge pack, almost 6 cars bombing it down to turn 1. Look at that, they're all right on top of each other. There are 6 cars within a second of each other here. From skill issue up to Charlie. And this could turn into a ridiculous battle.
It really could. Charlie's doing his very best to keep on behind him, managing so far.
Yeah, doing a great job so far on older tyres than those behind him as well. The 5 following the Haas were all the 5 that pitted during the safety car. And the only ones to do so are our 2 unfortunate retirements.
Oh, there's someone just runs very wide there.
And Willie one getting a little bit loose as well on his way into the final sector.
Oh, it's Cornish boxers. So Cornish is in.
And Dandy Dandy takes advantage of the open track as well and takes a position. Look at this, the speed of that Aston Martin, and he breezes past Button straight up into P10. What a view that Nasri had on board there as well. He's going to try and make it stick, but can't quite as well.
3 wide.
Yeah, briefly 3 wide through the left-hander. Look at, they're just all on top of each other.
This could all end in a big accident if they're not careful.
Certainly, certainly could. Oh, and it does, and it does! There is a crash. They just about survived. Contact made between Crayon and Skill Issue. Almost took them both out, but somehow they managed to maintain control. Just as you said it, that is a phenomenal bit of driving from both of them to be able to hold position, but I'm sure neither will be happy about the incident regardless. That has forced a bit of a gap and broken up this pack, but I mean, what a save from the pair of them, but that could have gone so wrong. Here goes Nasri. And Willie Bomb, and there's contact made again between the two of them, and they're once again going to all go 3 wide. Karma this time though, thank goodness.
Come on guys, think it through. It's only 14 laps, you've got a long way to go yet.
Yeah, still more than half this race remaining, and it is all starting to kick off now.
The top 3 have now pulled a gap to Randy Gandy, who's 2.6 behind Owen.
And Rossi doing everything he can to duplicate what Watton Lull did on the first lap of this race. And just get that lead. He needs it over a second pretty desperately now.
Absolutely. Those tyres are not going to be in a good way.
He has to get away from Owen. The closer he is to Owen, I mean, he's just going to be in so much danger here. Because after these pits, if neither of them have a gap, Owen is going to be right on top of them on fresher and faster mediums. Cornish, that I've only just noticed, has pitted for the softs.
I did mention it,
Yeah.
but I think we were all in the middle of a big battle between those 7 cars. So.
It's a new one. He takes, well, at least for now, almost bumping with Charlie there. I think they're both going to get through cleanly in the end. Takes away the fastest lap point. He won't earn it until he gets himself into the top 10, but that will be happening hopefully shortly with all of the pit stops yet to come. He's going to go side by side in a very tight place on the track. With a McLaren there, but manages to breeze on by.
So now got a bit of little train forming behind Randy Gandy. Not overly close between them all, but it will get there if they start battling.
Yellow flags in Sector 2 as Cornish goes way off and almost collides with the wall. I don't know what on earth happened there. The yellow flags were for Charlie,
I believe.
Yeah, who was behind and
No front wing.
So he must have made contact with something, clipped a wall, I'm not sure, but Cornish found himself going way off there. Yeah, just rode the curbs on the inside and maintained position somehow. Rossi pitting from the lead and comes out behind Cornish. So Cornish with a phenomenal undercut so far that is paying off as Eagle has spun on the exit of turn 1. That's going to drop him a huge number of positions. Yeah, Rossi losing the lead, but Cornish needs to make up a lot of time to hold this, or just pray for a safety car now, to be fair.
Yeah, Rossi coming out behind William and Eagle as well. So it needs to hope that they don't hold him up too much. As Eagle lets Rossi through, that's not Eagle's fight today.
Yeah, a different race.
As Fish Sticks also boxers.
So this will be interesting. Someone who was a lot further back. I mean, he's going to come out way behind Rossi in the end, by the looks of things. But it's those kinds of drivers that are going to cause issues for our leaders. I tell you what, though, he's not that far behind, and I think for Watt and Lowell and Rapid Owen, they need to be looking at that, because that could pose quite a risk quite quickly here. Hasri continuing his fight around the cars around him who have also pitted. He's the only one, though, of them on the mediums now.
So the guys like Button, Zach, Willy Bum, they don't need to box just yet. They're only on 12 lap-old cards. There's Firefish picks up 3 seconds.
Yeah, Cornish just managed to find his way through there. Button and Zach got very close to each other. And all made it through safely in the end. Just a few
Devil Nib did do a raid. Sorry we're missing that, mate.
Firefish into the pits now. As the Haas has come back out on track. Ghosted though, so he should be okay in the end. Right, let's see where Firefish comes out, because I think that's going to be one of the more interesting ones. Rossi is a good way in front. The DRS helping that AlphaTauri quite considerably to stay ahead. As Firefish and Fish Sticks going to go side by side, do make contact, but safely through in the end.
So Rapid Owen has got past Watnell somewhere. I missed that completely.
I think there might have been a little mistake there, because he was about 5/10 back.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting that Watnall and Randy Gandy both on 17-lap-old mediums. Obviously, Rapido on 17-lap-old hards as well, but they've done well to take those mediums that far. As Watnall does now box.
Yeah, it does pit. So, I mean, I think that's... it's good news for Owen. He knows that if he pitted now, and if there was to be a safety car now, he would be able to take a set of tyres to the end of the race. Let's see where Rossi comes out then. Pitted 3 laps prior. Has he managed to pull off an undercut on Watt and Lull? And he certainly has. And look at the gap he's going to have as well. So the undercut working, but has he got 3 laps of a lead out of it? He's going to put a car between them as well for now. I mean, Button will have to pit again in this race.
Absolutely. May even cede the position.
Is Nasri going to give up his P5 as well? We'll see.
I think he's going to fight this as well as he can, but his tyres are much older than Ross's. Rapido continues, Randy Gandy continues as well, as does Patronus, both on now 19-lap-old mediums.
Watt and Lull gets by, moves himself up to P8 now, again against cars that he's not really racing as it currently stands, but puts a car between himself and fish sticks. Rossi is going to breeze by Nifty Nasri here, again a car he's not really racing, but it's a good one. I mean, Watt and Lull does have fish sticks only a second behind now. And they are on the same strategy as Firefish now gets himself back in front this lap and almost bumping once again between the two of them. A Div 2 and Div 3 driver going at it side by side through Sector 1, but sort themselves into a single file line later on.
You need to go, you definitely need to go through that fast right hand of their single file because it can all end very, very, very badly.
Certainly can. So Randy Gandy's going for a pretty severe overcut.
Yes.
To try and, I don't know, have fresh hards. I'm not sure about this one. He's giving it a shot.
I suppose we're well, thank you.
Yeah, pulls into the pits now. And we will see how his strategy has paid off. But honestly, I don't think the answer is going to be well.
Honestly, as it stands, I think this is Rapid Owens to lose. He's going to be on the not much faster, but the faster tyre at the end of this race.
Wadlow beats Cornish's previous best fastest lap that he set on the softs while on the hard tyres.
Yeah.
Wadlow beats Cornish's soft lap on his hard tyres. That is crazy. Firefish taking the fight to Button
serious
now.
Speed he's got there.
Again on different strategies, and Button kind of just pulls to the inside there and lets him by. Randy Ganny P9, but he's pitted for the softs. Oh, yeah, 14 laps.
Patronus.
Positions keep trading further up here.
Cornish
in a bit of a gap. I think Cornish is probably going to be looking, I would imagine, to pit fairly soon now. 15 laps on the mediums would be very, very comfortable. Maybe he's just going to wait, though. Wait as long as he can to try and get a safety car out of it, as Rapid Owen now pulls into the pit. So this is going to be the big one. He will lose the lead of the race to Rossi. I think that is almost guaranteed here.
I think that's going to be by some distance as well.
So Rossi's undercut working flawlessly as it stands. And not only is Owen going to lose position to Watt and Lull, he's going to lose position to Firefish and Fish Sticks as well. So now, he was in a fight between the three of them. It was Rossi, Watt and Lull and Owen. And now suddenly, Firefish and Fish Sticks just by playing strategy, are in the mix. Now, they're on older, hard tyres. It's not going to be the easiest in the world to get that job done. But if they play this well, certainly one of them could end up with a podium here. And then don't forget,
Absolutely.
Cornish still actually stretching a lead at the moment, 4.6 seconds. He's on softs, he will have to pit. But if we get a late safety car, it is going to do him a world of good. So, still a couple drivers in contention here. It's all to play for.
Also, Randy Gandy and Petronas behind Rapid Owen, but on the soft tyres.
Yeah, which will certainly fall off, but if they can get ahead and just hold him up, it could spell disaster.
It could.
Randy Gandy with a purple sector 1, Rapid Owen right on the tail of Fishsticks here already. Firefish has actually managed to get ahead of Nifty Nasri as Cornish pulls into the pits. There's another car pulling into the pits, which is Nifty Nasri as well. So that kind of eliminates the advantage that Firefish had just gained. Randy Gandy does set a purple lap, as does Patronus then.
Patronus.
And Owen is going to breeze by Fishsticks into turn 1, who now has an AlphaTauri to worry about behind him, and that's not going to be a problem, at least on this lap.
VSC. Wrong part of the lap for Cornish, unfortunately. It could have come 20 seconds earlier.
I don't know what that's for.
I am also unsure.
Oh, Charlie?
There's no...
No?
No?
No Charlie.
Skill issue, maybe?
Must have been a spin at some
Skill
point.
issue. We've got no front wing.
Okay.
Not sure how he's got no front wing coming down the straight.
I do wish the game told us these things. Anyway.
Yeah.
Randy Gandy will get another go then at Fishsticks here. We're all going to have to be very, very careful. This is
anyone coming away with the drive-through?
Part of the track now, all safe.
Back to green.
Right then, what can Randy Gandy do? On the way down the straight, I mean, he's almost going to get Fishsticks before they hit the start-finish line. Look at the speed between the two of them.
That was the simplest overtake we've seen today, I think.
Very light work, and now he has to go after Owen. What a lull, and Rossi battling as well.
He will catch Owen when Owen gets up to Firefish, because Firefish is not going to make this easy for him. And Rossi certainly won't, especially with his teammate obviously chasing Owen down.
Yeah, indeed. Cornish has moved himself up to P8. He's got one overtake on those fresh set of medium tyres, but he's got 7 seconds to make up before he even sees his next car. Rapid Owen right on the back of Firefish as well. Skill issue retires from the session, but in the pits this time. Look how close Rapid Owen is to that Alpine. He's going to wait here, though. He wants to get him on the straight, I think. It's gonna be a tough one, because even when he gets by Randy Gandy, he's got DRS now, and he's gonna have DRS for the remainder. And he's gonna have DRS for the next lap, so Owen really needs to push now, dump all the battery, just get away, try and break a second. Purple sector 1 for Owen on the medium tyres by 0.02 of a second.
He's really pushing. He wants this win, I feel. Rossi on 9 lap old hards, Bottle on 6 lap old hards. So Rapid Owen does have the tyre advantage as it stands.
He's found 3/10 in 3 corners to Rossi at the moment. Make that 4/10. The gap is closing and quick. He's already got 1.9 seconds to Firefish. So even when Randy Gandy makes this overtake on the straight, because there's no doubt that he will, he's going to be nowhere near Owen. He is absolutely shot off into the distance. We will watch that overtake unfold, and there it is. I mean, as easy as you like, with DRS and his opponent without. Randy Gandy just breezes by down into turn 1. Patronus moving up as well now into P6. Rapid Owen already 3/10 off the back of Rossi. This fight really starting to unfold, and you're right, this is Owen's race to lose. He's done a phenomenal job so far. He's gonna get
Oh,
past another AlphaTauri,
what a move that was. Brilliant move.
and he's already got Watt and Lull in his sights. He's on 3 laps fresher tyres. He's on softer tyres to boot. This battle could be over almost as quick as it began.
Absolutely. It's some tremendous driving from Owen. Keep an eye on some of the fights further down the field. Fish Sticks trying to stick with Patronus. And you've got Zach trying to get close to the back of Desbro for the for 9th place. But as it stands, the closest battle on track is the one for first place. As Owen moves to the left, moves to the right. Before they hit the braking zone, he gets in.
Yeah, and breezes by. It wasn't even a problem in the end. Barely even noticed the hat. Already up, leading, and away he goes. So, I mean, he needs to keep it within track limits. That's going to be the only thing that could cost him really now. A late safety car could spell some carnage, but Owen's had the pace. He's got the fastest lap. And he is doing very, very well.
I can see him just walking away with this a little bit now. Watnell will do what he can to stay with him, but on harder compounded tyre, it's going to be difficult.
Very, very difficult. I mean, you see the drop-off that Rossi has had already, and it doesn't look like it's going to be too much better. Randy Gandy, I imagine, is going to get let through by his teammate here in just a few moments' time. On softer and fresher tyres. I can't see Rossi fighting for that, despite being in a podium position. He's going to have to let it go, and does so in the end. Well, they are going a little bit side by side. There you go. Finally through now.
I don't think he made that as easy as he could have done.
No, he. I mean, I don't blame him for not wanting to give up a podium position, but definitely wasn't worth squabbling over.
No, just let him through, stay close. If he makes a mistake, then you take the place back. Or if his soft tyres drop off, which is a possibility. They've got another 7 laps to go on those softs.
Now here comes Patronus, already took a position on the straight. Now he's within 4/10 of Firefish. Once again, soft versus the hard compound tyres. That gap is shrinking.
Patronus putting in a very good show here from the F3 drivers.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal drive. To have 2 in the top 10 is phenomenal.
It is. As Patronus opens the DRS.
Oh, here we go. There is a crash. There's a full safety car as well. So,
and we do have some people boxing. So Desbro, the first one in. Cornish missed it. Zach, Nifty Nasri, Button. I imagine Willie Bum will be coming in as well.
And this is where things get spicy.
Does Rapid Owen box?
This is the thing. He doesn't need to. He
He
doesn't need
doesn't.
to, but we saw this last
If I'm
week, and
if I'm Rossi, I pit.
all of the leaders pitted, and it worked. I think you pit here. I think if you're Owen, you pit because I think you're fairly confident you can catch one lol with him being on. He's going to be on 15 lap old hards by the end of this.
Yeah.
You know your Randy Gandy's going to pit. You
He's
know you
got
can
to,
catch
surely.
Rossi. You can catch Firefish. You know Patronus is pitting. That's it. So Owen does pit. Wattenlow may stay out. No, does
What
pit
will
as
pit?
well. So, I mean, that puts Wattenlow in quite a strong position still, regardless. Now he's on even tyres. In fact, all the front 5 are going to pit. Fish Sticks is the only one who's going to stay out, who is now on 13 lap old hard tyres.
Go Fish
But
Sticks.
will be leading this race. Cornish, I tell you what, 7 lap old mediums. I mean, he's got a penalty and he's got a lot of guys behind him who are going to be on quicker, but Cornish not in a bad spot either. If he can get ahead of Fish Sticks and Fish Sticks holds a few people up,
Somebody just got a
on
drive
for
through.
a
Who
podium. It
was?
did get a drive through. I believe it was Nifty. No, it
It was
wasn't Nifty.
Eagle.
Eagle.
It was Eagle with the drive through.
Already bottom of the field, but potential here. Eagle with another drive through. Eagles just had 2 drive-throughs.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I think he might have done. That's what?
I doubt he'll be serving. Well,
He'll have to serve them within 3 laps if the safety car ends in time. Otherwise, they'll get disqualified.
let's have a double check here.
Not that that's going to make a difference because I mean he's at the back now anyway, and 2 drive-throughs will leave him even further at the back. So
Yeah, no, just for confirmation, it is 2 drive-throughs for Eagle.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, 15 drivers left in this race, but I mean, realistically now we're down to 14. Fish Sticks leads, then Cornish, then Owen, Wattenlow, Randy Gandy, Firefish, Patronus, and Rossi. Everyone from Owen down there on the softs. Willy Bum in P9 on 9 lap old mediums. Then
I
Desbro,
think
Zach,
Patronus has
Nasri,
jumped.
Button, Richie, Eagle.
Patronus has jumped Rossi in the pits.
He has, because Rossi double stacked with Randy Gandy.
Oh.
Yeah, and Firefish also got held a little. I don't know what Eagle's going to do here, because he can't serve them now.
No.
So he needs to pray that they call in the safety car this lap, which they may not, because Richie Chappell's pitting again. I think he may get DQ'd here, just with the game being the game. But we will see.
That is a possibility.
Eagles horror show of a run recently, sadly continuing.
Yeah. Cornish could do well here. I mean, I know he's got his penalty, but his mediums are only 8 laps old.
I mean, he comfortably takes these to the end with 3 laps of minimal wear on them as well because of the safety car. He is in a phenomenal spot, but he needs to take Fish Sticks very, very quickly, which, I mean, being on older, harder tyres shouldn't be an issue, but he needs to get by fast, very, very fast, and then hope that Owen, Watt and Lol and Randy Gandy, our 3 from the prediction, all just, well, pray that it bubbles over. Yeah.
Yeah, Cornish needs to take Fish Sticks within the first 2 corners. Is the safety car staying out another lap? Oh no, it's in this lap. Okay. So Fish Sticks, I feel, is going to drop like a stone here.
See, he's really not holding up the pack here whatsoever. And he's going to go quite early all these guys really prepared to follow suit. Randy Gandy does seem to be getting a little bit of a run here. Rapid Owen is dumping absolutely everything to try and get past Cornish. He's going to make it through wide into turn one. Backs out just about, takes the inside line beautifully and gets all the way through into the lead of this race already. Watt and Lol right up behind him as well. Cornish is going to bump the Haas too. Contact made between them. And I'm sure Watt and Lol not going to be happy about that whatsoever. Takes a 3-second time penalty for it as well. Randy Gandy maybe looking to get a position, doesn't quite. Fishsticks is dropping just like he said he would too. He's got two cars right up the back of him, and an Alpine going to try and go all the way around the outside. Fake contact with an AlphaTauri. Now AlphaTauri finds a gap into the chicane as well. These cars are all right on top of each other, but it's Rapid Owen once again who is Watt and Lol round? He's not. He's just going very, very slowly.
He went very wide into the corner. Maybe pushed off, not sure.
Finds himself all the way down in P9 with a penalty as well. This race is collapsing.
What a disaster. Petronas is on for a good finish here.
Look at how tight all these cars are to one another. Around the final corner, Fishsticks really is causing absolute mayhem here in that Red Bull.
Looks like Randy Gandy's going to get Cornish into turn two, and he does. Side by side.
Yeah, still
Cornish
battling.
not giving this up easily. Eagle retires in the pits.
And Rossi takes advantage, gains a position as well. And suddenly, it's all calm.
Yes, that was a very hectic couple of laps there. As Cornish seemed just to let Firefish through there.
Well, that's some good teamwork. Maybe Cornish believes he can hold Petronas off here enough.
I'd be very surprised.
Firefish's penalty isn't a problem. I tell you what, he's giving it a good go though. Pulls to the inside. That's the line he wants to be on. Has to be careful about a switchback, and yeah, doesn't really defend it in the end. Ends up running wide.
No, nothing he could do against that. Wow, tumbles down, loses 3 places.
Yeah, just one corner. Not ideal whatsoever. But it's late on, and with that penalty anyway, he was always going to be struggling.
So Rapid Owen has taken a 6-second lead. And Randy Gandy fighting with Rossi's. They're going to hold team orders on this one, would you feel?
You know, I don't know.
I'm not entirely sure who's leading in the championship out of these two.
I would hope, being a Formula One league race, that they be sensible about this.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like that is happening.
It does not, actually, no. Rossi has no ERS left at all. So he's going to have to hope to get it done with pure DRS and a little bit of luck. But we're on the final lap now. I think this is going to be their final finishing position. Barring a move that takes them both out of the race.
I mean, Rapid Owen, once again living up to his name. 7 seconds ahead as it stands. And it looks to remain that way. Rossi and Randy Gandy squabbling a little. Rossi's trying to find anything he can to get P2 here. but I don't think those AlphaTauris can complain really. And it's Rapid Owen, though, as he rounds the final corner.
Oh, Rossi's going for a move.
Rossi is going for a move. Can't quite make it stick. Rapid Owen crosses the line and wins the race. Randy Gandy will maintain P2 as they cross the line just about in the end.
Rossi did not want to have third there. He wanted that P2.
Well, he told us post-race last week he was confident about Hungary. He said it was one of his favourite tracks. And Owen has delivered with a great drive and a fantastic result as well.
What a race. I'll be back in 2 seconds if we're doing interviews.
Absolutely. Two top step finishes in a row for Owen. One in France, one in Hungary. Two very different circuits, proving that he can do it all. And there are your final standings. So, give you a rundown here quickly. Kleitz, Devil Noob, Charlie, Skillishoot, and Crayon all retiring, as did Eagle. And then Willy Bomb P14, Cornish P13, Richie Chappell P12, Fishsticks P11, Zach P10, Button P9, Watton Lol P8, Nifty Nasri in P7, Firefish P6, Desbro P5, Patronus P4, and your podium, Rossi, Randy Gandy, and Rapid Owen takes the top step in the end. Congratulations to him on it's a second win in a row. All right. And we'll see who we can speak to. Well, no harm in speaking to the man of the hour first, I suppose. Owen, it's two in a row now, mate. You've got to be feeling confident going into next week as well, but let's talk about this one first. I know you're giving some credit to some other people, and I think once again we'll maybe keep a little quiet about that for now, but yeah, how was that? Talk us through it.
Yeah, it was actually a really tough race. I didn't have the pace on the hards in the first stint, as you probably saw. And then in the second stint on the mediums, they felt amazing, and I gained so much time compared to everyone else, and especially Watnell and Rossi. So that was amazing, and overall, it was just a really good race. I'm kind of glad the safety car came out, because my fuel was like 0.3 with like 5 laps to go just before the safety car came out, and I probably would have had to save a lot of fuel, so I'm kind of glad it came out.
Well, I mean, you had a 7-second lead at the end, so you would have had plenty of opportunity regardless to save fuel. But yeah, I mean, it all started from Q1, really. A phenomenal first lap there on the mediums that set you up really well.
Yeah.
maybe wasted that second set a little at the start of Q3,
Yeah.
but I mean, made it work. It doesn't really matter in the end. You can't argue with
No,
a
I
race
can
win at
get
the
it.
end of the day. So, yeah, congratulations regardless.
Yeah, thank you.
All
Not really
right.
sure what happened under safety car, to be honest, but
Well,
on the restart. But
I'll
you know,
ask. I'll ask as well, because I did last week, and you were confident on that result, and you've delivered. How do you feel about Brazil?
well, it's other than in league races I haven't really done well, but my pace there is probably my top two with Silverstone. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it nevertheless. So should be good.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see what you can do next time. Congratulations
Yeah,
for the
thank you.
second week in a row on a win, and yeah,
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Right, we will. We'll have a chat quickly then with Randy Gandy. I'll keep it simple. You weren't really in the fight there. It seemed for a little while at least. There was a tussle between that top three, but you found yourself in there. You made it stick. You made it work. Randy Gandy, how do you feel about how that went for you today?
Quite honestly, I have no idea how I got P2. I think it was just the fact that I was on the softs. Luckily, I felt bad for Rossi because obviously when the restart happened, we needed to both change our tyres. But sometimes it is what it is. Obviously, Callum being on the mediums kind of helped me gain that one position, and then his battle with Watnell, which didn't go very well, then just gave me that extra position. But yeah, I mean, felt all right. Pace in Sector 2 wasn't really there, so I'm quite happy that I've managed to somehow squeak a P2, but I'm not questioning it because points are points, so yeah, I'm just happy with it.
No, absolutely, mate. I mean, it's second week in a row now. We've seen a drive where we just keep noses clean and you can find yourself on the podium in the end anyway. It was Cornish who benefited massively last time out, and I knew today. I think the message is going to be the same again for Brazil, but it's a good drive regardless. I mean, you kept yourself in that battle. So you pitted well and got ahead of Rossi, and that helped you tremendously. But yeah, no, I mean, congratulations on a P2 and a race well driven.
Cheers, thank you.
Any closing statements from you, Adam, or are you happy enough?
No, none from me. Just congratulations to the top three. That excellent driving. All
right, well done. That is us done for RSF1 tonight. Thank you very much to everybody for coming out and watching. Once again, we'll be back with you same time next week for Division 2, but there'll be a Division 3 race at 8 PM UK time tomorrow. If you're interested, come on, tune in, see a lot of the guys that you've seen drive today drive the exact same track, maybe with a little more carnage. Thank you once again to everybody for watching, and have a good night.